That's a live car vlog. You guys are having a wonderful morning. I'm on the way to work. If nobody tells me that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. Make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put in my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We had our last show August 30th, the 11th hour in Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue. We are dropping the videos of the matches. Tomorrow will be the Team C3 versus Team Board match. So make sure you guys tune into that. It is a great match. The previous matches from the show have been great too. Next week we should have some big news involving C3. So make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast, this current channel, and C3 Ultimate Wrestling. What's going on, Raphael? God bless you, brother. Lafayette in the building. What's going on, Robert Brown? Wrestlepalooza did it. Did not do it for me. I didn't watch neither one, but I had one of my homies. He was telling me like spoilers outside of what I was seeing on Facebook. And some people were upset because it was like it wasn't major returns. It wasn't nothing like too crazy. From what I've seen Paul Heyman, he announced Brock and gave him a high five. Stephanie Vacour, she won the Raw Women's Championship. I mean, I think we all knew that was going to happen. WWE, and then the people, not even just WWE, they just love Stephanie, and they are really behind her. And then also like the history that she has in Mexico and all of that stuff, and AAA and all of that, you know. So shout out to her, you know, going against EO, who's considered a great wrestler as well. Undertaker, not dressed as the Undertaker, as himself, basically saying that Stephanie is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That we really need. I know that Undertaker have a special relationship. I'm not mad that she's inducted. I'm more upset that the Undertaker keep coming out dressed like that with a ponytail that's attached to his hat. Anyway, Cody beat Drew. What else is new? Bars. I know a lot of people are upset with that. Like I said, I don't think that Cody should have won the belt against Cena. I don't think that was necessary, especially if Cody was going to leave for his other baby being born, and then possibly stuff for Street Fighter and stuff. So if Cody does dip in and dip out, then it's going to rely on Seth Rollins with his championship, Becky, AJ, and also CM Punk. So like I said, Cody Rhodes, see, Stephanie going in the Hall of Fame is no surprise. No, it's not. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, Robert. I can definitely see what you're saying with that. But sometimes, yeah, Brock squashed Cena from what I've seen. I saw the kids crying and things like that. I know a lot of people are probably upset with that. They thought that like Cena was going to get his comeuppance. Brock beating Cena, like he's done it so many times. So I understand what they're trying to do, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I personally probably would have had that as the main event, because since it is on the ESPN app, some people still know what Brock does and what he did in the UFC, which, you know, ESPN used to cover. But, you know, to each their own. You know, to each their own. Brock said, I'm here for a time, not a long time. And Cena said the same thing. So, happy birthday, FS Debt Collector. Hope you have a great birthday. All Out wasn't great, but it did pretty good. Yeah, All Out, I just saw small things for All Out. Like, they need to bring back Goldust. Goldust would be nice, but I think Goldust is going to just stay in AEW. If he does go back to WWE, it'll be like a retirement tour, and it'll be a favor for his brother Cody. All Out, I've seen like small stuff, but like I said, I'm not that. I'm less invested in AEW than I am in WWE. I'll say that. I think, you know, it is what it is. Highlights from AEW that I saw was the Hurt Syndicate loss to Ricochet's group. Chris Statlander, she won a fatal 4-way to win the women's championship for the first time. So it's just like, I didn't see the match, so I can't say a whole bunch of stuff. You know, people probably would have thought Tony might have had it longer because she had it for a long time. It is what it is. Darby Allin set Moxley on fire. He set the Young Buck on fire. Like I said, this goes into the thing about how when people, like when Tony Khan promotes something about family-friendly prices, but then this is the kind of stuff that y'all put on y'all pay-per-views and stuff. And it's like a consistent thing. I wouldn't be surprised if blood happened. I know Adam Page, he beat Kyle Fletcher. I don't know if anything else exciting happened. Mercedes Moné beat Rio. Like, y'all keep bringing these people back to lose to Mercedes. And it's nothing against Mercedes. It's just, y'all bring these people back just to lose. Like, no momentum, no nothing. Like, that'll be a good time to use a non-title match. Oh, Rio versus Mercedes in a non-title match on Dynamite or whatever. And if Rio wins, she becomes the number one contender. Then you have Rio beat her. Then you have this kind of match. Instead of, oh, well, guess what? I'm back. I'm going to beat people that I know that everybody knows I'm going to defeat and then lose anyway. Still. Some people said it was a great weekend for wrestling. Some people loved that it was just jam-packed in one day of wrestling. This could be the future of it, is consistent days where they're doing shows together to not only compete, but to also sway the audience. For sure. It was time for Tony. I think it's been time for Tony, to be honest. I think it's been time for Tony. If Mercedes would have won, I wouldn't even have been mad at that. I know a lot of people are mad at Mercedes for winning a whole bunch of belts. And the irony is that people probably couldn't even name 4 belts that she had. And there's no diss to the fans and stuff like that. It's just when you have critique of doing, they winning other stuff, you're like, oh, that they don't deserve a title, and you don't even watch the product of where they got the belt from. You get what I'm saying when I say that. MJF and Mark Blood match. See, yeah, didn't Briscoe beat me MJF? That's a shocker in itself. I forgot about that. So, but still, it's, I don't know. Like, I may watch it on Reddit or something like that. I'll watch the matches that I want to see. I heard AJ Lee did good in her match and stuff like that. I heard that happen. You know, I heard it was good. Now, it's cool to see AJ Lee bars come back and, you know, still wrestle good. And they had a great match from what I heard. But at the same time, you just had like CM Punk and AJ Lee. They just beat the World Heavyweight Champion and the Intercontinental Champion. I know it's a mixed tag and you can try to get away with it and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe they're trying to add that prestige to a new title in the women's Intercontinental title. I think y'all should have did that if Lyra would have beat Becky for that title. If Lyra would have convincingly beat Becky for the title, I'm not going to sit here and say it would have just did wonders for Lyra and everything like that. But still, now Lyra can't challenge for the belt because Becky is the champ. So as long as she's the champ, Lyra cannot. So I don't understand that. I think that it definitely should have been Lyra beating Becky for that belt. She should have got it instead of what they did, because I didn't even like the match that they had. That's just my opinion. So, but yeah, the championship thing, it's very important to understand this. And I've said this with, was it last year's Women's War Games or the year before that? But it was like, Liv was the Raw champion, Nia was the SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton was the Money in the Bank winner, and what was it? I forgot who was the 4th person. But what happened was that whole team lost. First of all, I thought the match was good until I had to actually rewatch it and saw how terrible it was. Secondly, that's not a good look when a championship team, the ones that have the top belts in their respective brands, losing. That's not a good look. It's definitely not a good look. Yeah, Bayley was in it. That's right, because Bayley and Nia had a horrible exchange at the beginning of the match. Candice LeRae, shout out to Arshawn, that's his favorite wrestler. Not just playing. You know, she missed the moonsault. Like, she whiffed it. Like, you saw the words whiff as soon as she missed it. So, but yeah, going in, like, at this point, and this goes into the future of the channel, at this point with wrestling and stuff like that, this will still be a wrestling channel. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, Jason. This will still be a wrestling channel. I will still talk about primarily wrestling. I will talk about stuff that happened with wrestlers, with companies, good, bad, and all that. It's still going to be good. As far as like PLEs and pay-per-views and stuff like that, if I want to watch a certain match, I'll watch a match. But as far as me like subbing to ESPN I'm good on that. I don't think that I would want to spend all of that money on a show that I probably wouldn't have liked. Like I said, I didn't see Wrestlepalooza. I saw some of the results. So, like I said, if I look at it, I will let you guys know, do I think that it was worth $30 for this month? But that goes in the same thing with like AEW. I used to buy AEW pay-per-views, and then I used to watch them on other people's Discords and stuff like that because they were graceful, and they were showing patronage by letting me look at it. And I'm like, I would go to sleep most of the time because it was just something that I wouldn't like. It's just something that I just got tired of, right? To me, WWE haven't been the same since, I'd say they haven't been the same since 2024. I think WrestleMania 40 was like the peak. I think it was the peak. And after 40, decline. WrestleMania 40 blew WrestleMania 41 out the water. Matches, 2 nights, both nights. Like, it felt like a WrestleMania. The WrestleMania this year, it was just like, it's just there. Outside of, like, fans having a groan about the ticket prices, and then even Ticketmaster increasing prices, and then decreasing prices, and then the service fee of an extra $1,000. Like, I think WrestleMania 41 just gave people a big groan. And after WrestleMania 41, people are looking at these matches and they're like, hey, it's cool that y'all are making millions and billions of dollars now, but y'all got to do something better because this stuff is tiring. This is tiring. Like, y'all want us to spend more money on something that is not consistent. Storylines is crazy. John Cena turning into a bad guy should be something that we should still be talking about to this day. But we are not, because it is flooded with the fact that we are going to miss John Cena. To the fact that they're like, hey, I was evil for a little bit, but when Cody Rhodes beat me up and forged my signature for our match on SummerSlam, I changed my mind. I'm going to give you the Cena that you all want. What are we doing here? And on top of that, The Rock and Travis Scott's involvement and then lack of involvement was the problem. Travis Scott had no business being nowhere near Cena or even The Rock for something that was very historic. No business. And then for him to even show up at WrestleMania and help John Cena beat Cody Rhodes is crazy. The Rock not even showing up when he was expected was crazy. The Rock also talking about, oh, well, I would have did WrestleMania a different way. Oh, wait till Cody Rhodes do this and wait till Cody Rhodes do that. Just straight spoiling stuff. The product that he's supposed to be protecting. Yeah, it's been on a crazy decline. It's been on a crazy decline to me. The money ain't declining, but my interest is. My interest is definitely declining when it comes to WWE stuff. But as far as it is concerned, if I look at a match and want to see a match, I'll look at that match. I'll try to find a way to do that match or whatever like that. Maybe WrestleManias or something like that. I'll probably subscribe if they got a free trial or something like that. But it's not something I just want them to just take $30, $35 out of my account. It's bad enough that they did a bad job with telling people how to do it, because some people thought it was just an ESPN app. Now it's like an ESPN DTC. Then people like, well, ESPN is bundled with my Hulu and Disney Plus, and some people said that didn't work. Ain't nobody got no time for that. I ain't got time for that. Yeah, the Travis Scott situation is crazy. UFC over wrestling all day. If you choose that, that's your choice. That's your prerogative. I will say that UFC can be very entertaining, but as far as trash talking people and things like that, they have taken a lot of elements from professional wrestling. A lot of sports have taken things from professional wrestling and they have utilized it to their benefit and stuff like that. UFC is very entertaining, but as far as me being a wrestler and also being a fan of it, it's wrestling over MMA. So still, that's the future, basically. Long story short, I'm going to watch shows when I want to watch them. When I want to watch matches and stuff like that. Like I said, Peacock, was a fair and decent price to me to watch a show and be disappointed in. $30-something is a little bit crazy. But I did want to speak about that. If I do watch anything, I will let you guys know. This was a show that I intentionally just didn't want to watch, didn't care to watch. Some stuff seemed interesting and raised my eyebrow, but other than that, but we'll see. Yeah, the Roman era was very, very good. This money era, because that's just what it is, it's just not that good to me. But I am at work, so I am going to go to work. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll talk about some stuff, leave some stuff in the comments. I'll get back to you when I can. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.